the line with Sheahan and Kara. That was Kara's best game, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, they're a big, solid line in a game like that. Where it was, it's kind of funny how it turns out, because if you would have asked me what I thought the game was going to be like, it wouldn't be a 5-4 game. It would be more like a 2-1 game coming in. I thought it was going to be a real competitive game that every play counts, and it's a real tight game. So a line like that can flourish in a game that's a 2-1 game, but they had to flourish in a 5-4 game. So they were solid. We made some mistakes. Second period, we had the game going our way, and we had a string of hope passes, about 6 or 7, that really turned some momentum their way. And third period, we'd gone the whole game without taking a penalty. Usually that doesn't last through the third period. You knew that was going to happen, so we got on our heels and couldn't get it back.
Dave, Connor talked about how you're leading by 2 in the third, kind of inexcusable to not win that game. They outshot you, I don't know what it was, 15 or 14-4. Was it just the momentum from the power play from the Stars, even though they didn't score on them?
You got to go and make plays. Like, you're under pressure. You know the other team's pushing, and we killed a couple penalties. We did a good job there, but you're under pressure. You know they're pushing. You got to make plays under pressure. We didn't make enough plays from below our goal line out, clean plays. They get to the neutral zone. What happens? You get caught in a half ice game where you're checking and you're staying in your end, and then you get it out just far enough to change, and then you're back in your end. And you give the other team momentum, and it's eventually it ends up in the back of your net. And we had some coverage issues tonight. There's some things that we'd like to do a better job of covering, but they started pushing it in the third, and we couldn't push back.
Dave, you often talk about wanting to be a good team, not just a team that has a good month or a good week. Where does a game like this fit into that?
I think there's some real good parts of the game, and there's some of that game that you can really use as a learning tool, because we talked about before the game, just like we just mentioned, that was going to be a tight game. It's going to be a tight game, and I have a saying I use all the time: every play counts. And every play could be a change, it could be just a puck that has to get out, it could be a play that instead of a hope play, you just put it in the right area to live for another day. Or it might be a face-off that needs to be won, or a penalty kill. So every play counts, and if you have the bigger percentage of plays in your favor, you can usually win a game. And tonight, we tempted fate with that. We gave away some of those plays that when you see, and I'm just, we're in middle of November, I want us to recognize that in middle of March, when we're playing real hard games, those are plays that really count. Like we'll use it as a learning tool right now, but middle March, you're not going to have time to have learning tools. You got to be a good team by then if you want to be a playoff team. So we're taking steps ahead. Like from where we were to where we are now, there's steps ahead. Like, we're recognizing situations that I think are the good teams do, but now we just have to do it more.
Dave, what have you thought of Archibald on the second line with Nugent Neal for the last few games?
Added some good speed there. He's still doing a real good job of penalty killing. He's adding some good speed there. That line's been all right. They haven't generated much here, but the last game they generated some chances. Not much tonight, I don't think, but he gives them a little spark there, a little bit of speed that we were missing.
Dave, how did you see the overtime winner? They got a second 3 players out.
Yeah, we had control of the puck. We could have changed. We changed the defenseman, and Leon Connor didn't change. Turned it over, and it went back the other way, so they couldn't change.
But did it look to you like Mikko and Darnell got crossed up a little bit there?
Yeah, it's a tight play. I think Mikko thought he was just going to come down to Ben and shovel it at the net, and Ben's a good player. He makes a good play.
When a team's been scoring a whole bunch of goals like you guys have, is maybe getting sloppy a byproduct of that, or is that?
I hope not. We can check a lot better. We can be a lot tighter, just tighter when you're like the third goal is a good example. We're there, but we're not there, right? And that's, we got early pressure on it. The second layer is there. The third layer is kind of there, but the puck comes right through 3 layers and in the back of the net. So normally you'd like to think 3 layers you can get the job done. We didn't. And you look at You know, the one was one in the first period where they got Heisenen's goal right in the slot. We're there, but we're not there. So those are things we got to, without the puck, we got to work on.
Dave, just to piggyback a little bit off of Matty's question there, Koskinen, he blamed himself for the winning goal, and he seemed to take the loss pretty hard. What did you think of his play tonight?
Did he take the loss on the breakaway he was stopping, or the 2-on-1s he was stopping in the second period? Yeah, I mean, when you lose as a team. That's the way it goes. All right?